You see this part of the rule book? You see where it says we can't do this? All right, this is how you do it. All right.
Fuck, we're doing it. So I was thinking, it was really weird. Thursday morning, I was headed to work and I was thinking about this. And I think we kind of talked about it, but I don't think we talked about it a lot. I was thinking we could do a series like of getting people we went to school with. Or did we talk about this already?
Like a series? Like, what do you like? Just try to get everybody? Like,
Yeah, like slowly over time. So Lawrence Simpson, Baston, actually reached out to me Thursday and said he really liked what we were doing and talking to Jenkins and hearing stories and stuff.
oh, Simpson. He was the one with the Audi, right?
With the Audi from back.
He got sunburned so bad from welding. Holy crap.
Yeah, so I was talking to Baston, and sorry, that's my best Boston accent. My bad. Baston. And I was actually I was thinking about we should get, and I was trying to remember his name because I know him as Boston, but on Facebook, I was like, and I was driving in and I wasn't awake yet, and I'm like, what is his name? Why can't I think of his name? And then I got to work, I was doing my thing, and he messaged me like at 11 in the morning. And I was like, Boston, yeah, okay, cool. I was like, God. And I kind of had forgotten about it because I got to work and got moving and grooving and doing my thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was kind of talking, or I was thinking, I'm talking it out in my mind, and then he messaged me, and I was like, that, number one, was fucking freaky deaky. Number two, I thought that'd be a really cool idea. So anybody who watches who we went to school with or went to high school or worked at shops, played with cars, we'll get people on that we know and talk with them.
I have a friend, his wife sent me a message on Facebook. He was my best friend from like, man, I don't even remember, from like first grade. And I think he moved away in like when I got into fifth grade or something.
That guy from Missouri?
From Missouri, yeah. But I was thinking about that, and it would be cool for me and him to talk. But then I was thinking about, well, what if, like, if you brought someone on that I didn't know, it might be weird for you if for me and him talking, or weird for me if you and another guy I didn't know. I didn't know if that would become, I don't know. I didn't know if it'd be too weird or.
Most things aren't weird for me because I'm a fucking weirdo. But if anybody watching this thinks it's a good idea, we get Corey's buddy on. I can get some of my buddies on that don't know Corey. I think it'd be fun. We could tell stories from high school. Like you could hear my stories from dumb shit I did. I could hear more stories about what you did. And I think that'd be kind of funny. Even though, like, kind of just be a fly on the wall and just poke my head in and laugh and then poke out.
Like I'm pretty good at sitting back and listening to the story, and then sometimes I'll have something to put into it. So yeah, I could. That's something we could do.
Yeah.
I think, man, I was looking at the numbers from this the other day, and not in total, but like per video, there's like way more views and watch time on this channel than my channel I've been doing for 5 years.
Well, I think we have something relatable here, and we have good stories. We have a lot of we've been through some shit, man. And we have good stories. We have bad stories. We have things that weren't fun, things that are fun. And I don't think we've hit anywhere that either one of us has been uncomfortable. Like, maybe not uncomfortable. Like, I'm sure you've been uncomfortable. I've been uncomfortable, whatever. But like, we don't not talk about things. And like a lot of people are like, oh, I don't talk about that because it makes me sad or whatever. And I'm like, no, I talk about it because I don't want to just sit here and think about it. If I talk about it, I feel better about it. So
yeah, so if anybody wants to be on here with us, message, I suppose, me or him, depending on who you know better. I suppose I'll just break down and install Facebook Messenger on my phone so that I can do it easier.
Yeah.
And then we'll start doing that more often. Like we've only had a couple people so far, but it's been good. We kind of just, it's kind of just natural that we just start talking, and before we know it, we've been recording for 3 hours.
Yeah. And we're like, oh man, I need to go to sleep. I think that'd be cool. Even if like somebody just wants to come on and ask a question or tell one story, and then just be like, okay, that's my story, bye.
Yeah.
We could do little segments. We could do all sorts of cool content with that. And or if you just want to say good, bad, otherwise, you have something you need to talk about and you want to get it out there, we can even like blur your face and your voice if you don't want people to know who you are.
A voice changer. That's something I was just talking to Laura about today. I said it once, but I've been putting it in the description of every video. We need you guys also to ask us questions, like if, I don't know, automotive related, anything that we can sit down and talk about and like discuss and come up with an answer to. I haven't gotten any. I've been checking the comments. So I think
I don't check the YouTube comments as much because you get the notifications, but I do click through and like check our watches and our likes, and like I look at that stuff every once in a while. I don't look at every video every week even. I kind of like once a month I'm like, ooh, look, that one's got 30 views. What?
Yeah. Oh man, so I've been doing this playing this game on my other channel, and I like the game. I want to keep playing it, but like every video has like 0, 2, 3 views. And I'm like, man, this takes me like an hour to record, an hour to edit, an hour to get ready, and then nobody watches it. So I don't know.
These videos, I sit here one night a week and I talk with Corey. On average, one night a week. Corey does all the work. I get on my phone and I set it up. I set it up on my lunchbox right now. I'll have to turn the camera around so y'all can see it. But Corey does all the work, editing, putting it together, making the sound, getting all the pictures. I randomly send him pictures through my phone and he adds them. Bye. And it's pretty awesome. So definitely, even if you hate me and you hate my face and you hate the way I sound or whatever, give Corey some likes, give him some love, give him some views. Corey does a lot of work here. And I don't know, I enjoy it all, and I don't do any work, so it works out. And I drink rum. My wife brought me rum tonight.
Yeah, that's kind of what I do. Like I've been doing the recording and the editing and uploading and stuff for my other channel for like 5 years now. So that's why I like to do this Friday night, because that gives me time to get it done. Because like say we record for an hour, it takes me at least an hour and a half to 2 hours to go through that, and then figure out where I want to put pictures in, find pictures and all that stuff. So yeah.
Hey.
Oh, and then no, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Finish your thought.
And then when something goes wrong, actually our last one with Jenkins, one of those clips from Gone in 60 Seconds I put in there, it just would not render, and it got stuck at 14% every time. So I had to restart it, wait till it got to 14%, and then it got stuck, and then I had to go in, change something, try it again, wait till it got to 14%. It took me I was playing a game just to kill time while it was doing it. But it still took like 3 hours till I got it figured out, and then it worked. Just stupid stuff like that. And there was nothing wrong with it. It just, I put a 1 frame space in there and then it worked. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
See, that's the stuff I don't know about. So I have an idea. And you can say no. You can always say no.
No.
Okay. So I want to go 4-wheeling, and I want to film it, and I want to make like cool little videos. Not like hour long, like not like this, like short, cool. Here's some cool shit. I am bad at editing. I edited some stuff for Terry back in the day, and I would go back and watch it, and I'm like, and I remember how much time I spent on it back then, and albeit things were slower and the software was different, and I was just kind of doing it on a whim for fun. So what if I filmed stuff and sent it to you? Obviously, we can't email this because they're big files, and then we made some videos and we could put them up on here or anywhere where, if you don't want them on here.
I was thinking about that the other day, because some people I watch on YouTube will record and then they'll send their footage to their editor, and
Mhm.
they'll edit it for them. And I don't know how to send like I don't know, like an 8 GB file. I was,
Uh, that so that remember what we did at SGS? We had like Dropbox or something you could upload big files to.
yeah.
Um, but I think what I would probably do is like send a copy of the video on like a big SD card or something, like FedEx it.
I think there's a way. I mean, even if I gave, you know what, I did this with Neil a little while ago, right after he moved. I had some pictures and videos of our kids playing at the beer festival,
Oh yeah.
and I found a way to upload it to my Microsoft OneDrive, and then I gave him access to that one file.
Oh.
It wasn't a huge data size, but it worked. It took a while to figure out, but it worked. I wonder if it's as easy as that. Anyway, I'm sure it's easy enough. We'll figure it out. But yeah, that would be cool. The hardest thing for me to do and stuff like that is to like find the right music. Like I have a library of hundreds of royalty-free songs now, but I'll sit here and listen to music like the first 15 seconds and then skip ahead and skip ahead and skip ahead like for an hour and then be like, I don't like any of those. Go look for
Yeah.
something else.
I
But yeah, I definitely could do that. That'd be cool. I could do that.
I think that'd be something fun, and we can make more content. And because I think I can film. I thought, like the old videos I went and watched, I thought I took good video, like the actual shot. I was like, oh, this is cool. Oh, this part of that shot was cool, but this and this needs to get cut off, and I'm not very good at that part. I don't know. It's just a thought I was thinking because we're gonna go on some trips and stuff, and Steph's got a fancy camera, and I got some GoPros.
Oh, nice.
So maybe. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that you should have like a dash camera, or GoPro, or something. But yeah, I don't have a GoPro. I always wanted one so I could do stuff like that.
I have two. I have two Hero 4s, which are they're on the 8 now. But I'm not opposed to getting a new one too if the Hero 4s take shitty video. Like those could be like my the camera that's underneath watching the suspension move.
Oh,
When you
yeah.
knock it off on a rock, you're like, ah, shit.
Oh yeah, if you had one like on the side watching the tire.
Yeah.
Do you
Something
know
like
the
that.
resolution? Do they do like 1080?
I think they do 1080p. I think they do 1080. I mean, I don't need 4K video. Like, I'm not that fancy.
No, I render videos and upload them at 1080 60 frames per second, which takes a little bit longer, but if
Yeah.
I'm watching something, I usually like to watch it the best resolution I can. So
I took a lot of video 5 years ago when I got these. I think I had three at one point, and that was too many to wrangle because I'm not like a filmmaker, and it wasn't fun anymore. So we kept two, one for me, one for Steph. We put them on the sleds, and I got one for my brother-in-law, and I think maybe we bought one, or I bought it on Craigslist or something, whatever. And I took a lot of like snowmobiling video with them, but I don't do anything cool on a snowmobile because even then I was fat and old and slow. But like stuff like that, like even if it's just to put clips in here, or if we go on a trip, like I think it'd be fun.
yeah, that'd be cool. I think my aunt got me this dash cam for Christmas a few years ago, and we used it in our homebrewing videos actually. But it has this like clamp adapter to it, and I always thought what I wanted to do was clamp it on the front rack of the four-wheeler and go four-wheeler in. But
Yeah.
after I got it, we never went four-wheeler in, so I never got to do it. Also, I think it has to be plugged into a USB, so I don't know how well that would work.
If you get your four-wheeler fixed and put it in your dash and we meet somewhere, you can video it. I'll bring my GoPros. Probably gotta get some new batteries. They've been sitting for a minute, but it's a thought I had. Sorry to be off topic.
Yeah, I kind of need a place I can work on it because I don't feel like it's going to be that hard to fix, but I'm going to have to take it apart to the point where then I'm going to have to get some parts, and then it's going to have to sit for a few days and then put it back together. And I can't really do that at work. I could do it in my garage, but it's less than ideal.
Oh, yeah, you do have a little garage over there, don't you?
Yeah, I got a little crappy garage that the Dodge barely squeezes into.
I don't know.
There's
You
no
could
lights.
take a part in there then.
I don't even think there's electricity. Yeah, I could if I brought a light in there. And I don't know, man. I don't want to. I want to have my own garage with my tools and get a house. But
my garage is trashed, and I'm trying to work in it tonight, and it's that time of year where I get like a day to work on something. So I'm like, oh man, I gotta do all this stuff and catch up on all this maintenance, and I need oil, this and that, and I don't like ever get to clean my garage. So tomorrow, if I get time, I'm gonna clean the garage after I work on my truck. All right, let's get back on topic. Sorry, I went off on a random ass tangent. You want to go? You had some stuff to talk about. I got stuff to talk about, but my stuff's kind of just like fun, off the cuff. Do you have any? You got car update?
I got some stuff.
Yeah.
So first of all, must have been a couple days after we recorded last. My grandfather passed away. He was 84. They didn't have a funeral. They just had like the day after he died, they had I guess they called it like a prayer service. So like it was the day after, so I couldn't get there. My sister's in Texas. She couldn't get there. So we couldn't go to it. And then, so I didn't get to go do that. And then, so that's part of the story. So don't think I'm going to another story here. Next, actually before that, I sent the lawyer's letter into the warranty company.
Okay.
They got it. It would be a week ago, the day that we're recording this. So they got it on a Friday, which would give them 3 business days, which would be Wednesday, for them to reply to me. I didn't get an email, a call, nothing in the mail, nothing at all. And I don't think that the lawyer anticipated them not replying at all.
Yeah.
But actually, I got the letter right here that I put in there. So
Perfect.
there was a Windows update, and it changed my mic default to the camera.
Oh no.
Right before we recorded last. So I got 2 episodes. It was so bad. I spent like at least an hour messing with the levels, trying to change it and make it sound good, and it sounded so bad. I just wanted to find this specific part that I put in this letter. Crap, where the hell is it? Oh, never mind. This is the original one. I had to change it. Anyway, it says that they have 3 business days to reply to me, or I will be forced to get a loan and get the car fixed myself and then take legal action with them later.
Yeah.
So I went to the bank Wednesday, since they didn't reply to me, applied for a loan, and then today I got $10,000 in my checking account.
Whoa.
Whoa. So the
From
problem
loan people?
from my bank.
Okay.
So the problem with that is it's $241 a month for 5 years, and I'll end up paying $14,000 by the time it's paid off in 5 years.
Mm.
But so today I called the dealer in Illinois and I said, "Hey, is the lady here?" And the guy's like, "No, she's off today. She'll be here tomorrow." And I said, "Well, I'm just calling to tell her she can start working on my car." And he's like, "Well, you should call her tomorrow when she's here."
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, okay, but damn it. Come on.
Yeah.
So I'm going to call her tomorrow and get that done. But I got a call Tuesday before I got the loan from my mommy saying that I'm going to be getting an inheritance from my grandpa.
Oh, okay.
Now, when you hear inheritance, you think like a crazy amount of money, but it's going to be enough to pay for my engine and pay off a couple other small things I have, and that's about it. It's not a huge amount, but this engine was going to kill me for 5 years. I was going to $240 a month plus my $345 a month for the car. That's
Yeah.
$590 a month. And then I'm paying like $200 a month in insurance between the two vehicles.
It adds up.
For
You
five.
don't want to know what I'm paying for this truck, by the way.
I never asked because, yeah.
I've never had a car payment before.
Oh.
I don't enjoy car payments.
I've
But
had.
it's too many dollars, but I got the truck I wanted. If I didn't, do you want to know how many dollars it is?
It's going to hurt.
It hurts every month. But I've been fortunate. I'm 31 and I'm making a truck payment finally. I don't even want to say it. Don't cover your ears. You got your phones in. It's $680.
Whoa. Oh, that's not as bad as I thought.
No, it's not like we could have paid like $1,000 a month and bought a Gladiator. I was uncomfortable at like 500, but to buy a used truck that was a couple years old was like 600 a month, or to buy the one I wanted brand new off the lot was 680, and I was like, for $80 a month, we're getting the one we want. And it's not like I didn't order it. I still found it, got a deal, but it had everything I wanted. And it was just like, okay. And the insurance actually isn't too bad, thank God. The insurance is like 100 and something a month, but
I was thinking it was like somewhere in the 800 to 900, I suppose.
no, I about had an aneurysm when I heard the numbers, and I was like, and then I was like, okay, well, I can't do that. I'll go look at these used ones again. And those were worse. The interest rate was worse. The price, it was like $6,000 cheaper for a used one, but
Yeah. So then if I wouldn't be getting this money and I'd have to pay for the loan, I would have been paying basically $600 a month on a 20,000, or it's only worth 15,000, but it was 20,000 when I got it for a 2012, compared to yours is pretty, a year old, maybe
19. I just did the first oil change today. So yeah, I mean, if you're paying $600 a month on a 7-year-old car with miles and stuff, it's just like,
So
So
yeah.
I'm glad that's working out. I'm sorry your grandfather had to pass for that to happen, but we all also have our time, unfortunately. And
Yeah, I think he was having a hard time. We saw him Thanksgiving.
yeah,
And I think he was having a hard time anyway, so
I'm not looking forward to that. I have all my grandparents still, thank God.
I have my one grandma left now. So yeah, we're planning on going to get the car probably a month from now.
Cool.
Because it's going to take him a while to get the engine and put it in. And then I wanted to talk to him and see if that's my only option, if that's my only warranty option. If we can do a clutch while the engine's out. And the condenser is really beat to hell. If you look inside there, it's like the fins are all smashed and it's the front of the car is all chipped up. So got hit with a bunch of rocks at one time. So I was thinking of having him do that clutch while it's apart.
Hell yeah. No reason not to.
Yeah.
And if they might be able to put a junkyard motor in there or something.
They've got it's like a Volkswagen warranted reman that they're going to do, and I guess that's the only thing that they can find.
Okay.
They can't find a used one, a junkyard one. They couldn't even find like a head to replace the head.
That car is that rare. I'm not a Volkswagen guy. My buddy Jonathan Sorensen is huge into Volkswagen, so I'm sure if he watches this, Jumpin' Johnny Lou, he'll get on here and say something.
Tell us about it, because I don't know that much about it either. I know it's the same size engine as the GTI. I don't know what makes it different.
I It's probably got like forged parts and all sorts of craziness in it, you know?
I haven't done any research on it. I know it's got like, I can't remember now. At least 50, if not like 75 more horsepower, something like that.
It's probably got some like forged parts, maybe a little higher compression pistons, and it's probably just different enough. You know, it makes more boost to make the power, but it's got just different enough parts internally. And
Yeah. Yeah, so then that was making me worry because 5-year loan and the car is a 7-year loan. And I'm thinking about when Will turns 16, that's only 12 years from now. I guess that's a little ways, but I was like, man, if this kills me for that long, like we can't get a house. I wanted to get a better retirement thing going. I wouldn't have extra money for that. I want to be able to get Will a car when he turns 16.
well, yeah,
So,
$250 a month. That's a big chunk of change, man, especially
yeah,
over 5 years.
yeah.
And yeah, uh, yeah, it's not good. And how many more years you got on the car? Because you've had the car for like a year, right?
It'll be a year in April, so I'll have 6 years left in starting in April, I think.
Gotcha. So that's not too bad. Are they going to put a Volkswagen Cat on it for you?
I hope not. I hope they don't have to. I like how it sounds. Like it's kind of loud, but it's not obnoxious.
Yeah.
Well, it is, man. When we got down in elevation, that thing got loud inside the car. It just droned. But
hmm
here, it's not like that at all.
Well, the
It's
altitude in the air, and
it's so weird to like hear it happening as you're driving.
just make sure whatever they do with that 10 grand, like make sure that the warranty's good on the new motor and stuff. Like,
Oh, that's another thing too. So I thought I owed them $1,000 for tearing down the old engine. The new engine was going to be 9,300, so that's
10.3.
10,300. Plus whatever installation and parts and other crap. So I was figuring like, oh crap, I'm gonna have to get at least 11,000.
Yeah.
But they sent me an estimate, and the $1,000 teardown is included in that 9,300.
And the engine install
And
and all that.
everything that's like total is like 9292 or something like
Okay.
that.
That's better. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
not 15 grand. I mean,
yeah,
it's a lot of money, but awesome.
yeah. It'll be done. Oh my gosh, like that's not that I'm happy that my grandpa died, but man, I would have been screwed for a long time if he didn't give me, wasn't giving me this money.
Yeah. If you didn't get an inheritance. Yeah. I mean, that's it's such a fine line to walk, but I definitely understand where you're coming from, and I don't think anybody watching this is going to question that.
Oh, I wish
We,
people would just die so I could have their money.
yeah, I don't think.
No,
Hopefully, they're not questioning that.
we would have survived. It would have
No,
not
I know
it would not have been
things would have been
great.
tighter. Yeah, of course.
Oh, especially did I tell you that Will was officially diagnosed with celiac? Gluten.
Um, I had actually seen something on the Mrs. Page there, and I was just like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
okay, that's kind of
So like he can't even have like a cracker
yeah."
or
We have
he'll
a
be puking
buddy
and
of mine at the shop. His grandson or granddaughter, I'm not sure, is a legit celiac. Not like, oh, I'm on a gluten-free diet. Like legit celiac. Like one breadcrumb and they're sick as a dog. And I'm like, whoa, that like I never realized how bad that was. I thought it'd be like, oh, you just get a bellyache. No, you don't just get a bellyache. It's so much worse.
yeah. Oh, he was up every night puking and pooping
Yep.
until like for a couple weeks until the doctors like got the test figured out and we figured that's what it was. But man,
It,
I never realized it was that bad. We
yeah.
were watching a short video from a therapist or something about it, and it can even cause like if you keep eating it continually over years, you can get like it can cause cancer, it can
Mhm.
cause infertility and all kinds of bad stuff. I'm like, wow, and I'm actually wondering because is hereditary. That's the only way you can get it. I'm wondering if that's what I might have always had just a little bit with the eczema and the skin stuff. And I've been eating like less of the gluten stuff because we're buying more gluten-free stuff and
Yeah.
less dairy. And man, since January, like as of today, I've lost 15 pounds.
Whoa.
And
Look at you go.
I don't know if that's why, because it's funny. When I started wearing my watch again, January 1st, if you look at the graph on my app, as soon as I put it on, it's steadily going down. And I'm not exercising for sure, except for what I do at work, which is actually adds up to be like 5,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
But I'm I used to have like a small Gatorade every day at lunch, which is 140 calories. We've been getting the sugar-free one, which is 5 calories plus no sugar.
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
a bunch of little changes like that, cutting out a little bit of sugar, a little bit of dairy, a little bit of gluten, if that's even it. It might be it. I don't know.
Well, you've always had that skin thing, like a little bit of an autoimmune thing. Like I remember being at Terry's and you like your face where your mask touched got
Right.
all like super red and broken out.
You can't really
Yeah,
see it, but
um,
my skin's falling off my thumb.
yeah, your thumb's always cracked and like my hands, you can't. I don't know if you can see it, but like see how red my knuckles are and dry. And I've
Yeah.
been my working hands on them. Yeah, you've always had that though, a little bit of something. And yeah, like cutting out the sugar. This is Coke Zero, although it's got rum in it, which is basically just sugar. Um, like even if I drink a Red Bull, I do the sugar freeze. I've been doing that. I don't know, 3 months, 4 months now,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a little bit of a learning curve. But man, I feel so much better. I still drink 2 Coke Zeros at least a day, which is too much. But I'm not having 140 calories every time I do it. The Coke Zeros are
Yeah.
0. Red Bull I think is like 10. And we do a lot of cooking from like, ooh, I got chill. I'm looking at my kitchen trying to figure it out. But like, we're bad right now for like the last month. It's just been a little crazy, but we do a lot of cooking from scratch, not like out of a box into the oven and, you
Yeah.
know, and that's made me feel so much better, even though I'm not necessarily eating better. I feel better
Yeah.
because it's like real food. It's like, even if I have a cheeseburger, it's real meat and real bread and real cheese, not like processed everything nasty. It's like a slice of cheddar, not American cheese, and just little things that make me feel better. And I had a dairy thing for a long time. Like even it got to so bad that like a slice of pizza, I'd be sick. I can have cheeseburgers again, and I can have pizza. Like if I eat a whole bunch of cheese or a whole bunch of milk, like yeah, I'm gonna be sick. But I can eat a little bit again, and I think that is from my migraines.
Mm.
Have abdominal migraine, and that can be one of your symptoms.
Yeah.
Basically, it's irritated already, and then you put something that's slightly irritating to your stomach or heavy, like dairy, and makes it 10 times worse. So I upped my Aimovig. I don't know. I think not quite a month ago, 2 weeks ago, I upped my Aimovig dosage from 70 to 140 milligrams, and I feel excellent. Because like I was feeling better with my Aimovig. I was taking 70 for like 4 months, but I feel so much better now.
So what's that?
Aimovig is, oh, I should do that on one of our shows. It's an injectable migraine preventative.
Oh, you know what? Since you're talking about that, I have something to say about that. I just listened to this book called, I can't remember what it's called. America Before. It's the guy that was on the Joe Rogan podcast that was talking about the extinction event stuff. He wrote a few books, and this was his latest one. And he was telling a story about he was somewhere with his wife and they were researching stuff for the book. And he got up to go to the bathroom and he turned the light on in a hotel and he was standing there. Or no, he felt like he was going to throw up. So he was sitting there at the toilet waiting to throw up. And then the next thing he knew, he woke up in the emergency room with an IV and stuff. Well, apparently, while he was standing there, he had a seizure and his wife found him and took him to the emergency room. Well, they found out that the reason, well, not the main reason, but what was causing, he had a few more seizures, was this migraine injection stuff that he's been taking since he was like a kid.
What?
Yeah, I don't know, a couple of times a week it was pretty often. And I don't remember what it's called. And they took the book away from me because it's a free library app and you only have so long and they take your book away and you got to wait for other people to get it back. So I can't look on the book right now and I can't remember what it was called, but that's what he said.
That's weird. This is a whole new type of injectable. Like a lot of people do like vitamins and crazy stuff. This is a whole new thing. It's a CGRP. It's brand new. They've been doing it for about a year. I mean, it's been in trials for a while, but
it's probably not the same stuff then, because this book was from like
he was a kid. This stuff is brand new and it's super safe and it's actually one of the first migraine specific drugs. A lot of the migraine drugs before this were blood pressure, antidepressants, this whole list of stuff that they discovered that, oh, well, this person's taking this as an antidepressant, but their migraines got better. All right, well, let's give it to migraine people or blood pressure or what have you. This is one of the first medicines specifically designed with migraine from the beginning. And it's like an EpiPen. I pull my shorts down and you got to like stretch out a piece of your thigh, or you can do like your arm, or you can do like your gut or your butt or whatever. Muscle. You're supposed to put it in like a muscle, I think, or fat.
Okay.
Anyway, so you kind of just like hike up your short a little bit. How about that? Sounds better. And you kind of just make the skin taut, I guess. You kind of just pull it apart, like spread it, like bloop, kind of. So it's not all fat and gross. You kind of, and then you just put it on your leg, hit the button, and it injects, and then it clicks when it's done, and that's it. Once a month I do that. Maybe
Nice.
We'll do one on the show. I got one coming in like 2 weeks, so maybe we can do it one night.
Okay.
I'll do it with my arm or something so that it's not like my gross hairy leg, but it's awesome. Night and day better. It's like $600 a month. It's like a car payment. But they give you this card that pays for it, like for a good amount of it. And then after you do it long enough and you prove that it's working, your insurance picks it up.
Oh,
so
okay.
You got to go through some hoops to like do it. Like I had to fail on like 2 or 3 other migraine preventatives, and I had to try the low dose for a while. And now I'm on the high dose because I'm kind of a big dude. I weigh 310 pounds.
I weigh 258 now.
Dang, look at you go, skinny boy.
It's funny, because my mom got me the scale that does your body fat, so the app will calculate your lean mass. So I can't remember the exact number, but like if I had 0 fat on me, I would still weigh 197.
Whoa. Well, yeah, but you need a certain amount of fat. Like,
yeah, so
there is, like that. It helps balance and regulate your body. You got to have a certain amount.
I'm like 37% now, and I can't. We talked about it the one time. What was it like 5 to 25 or something for men? I can't remember.
I don't know. I know I'm fat. I've been eating like crap for like the last month because it's just been crazy here. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, man, it's just one bad thing after another. Like my car was the start of it, and then I can't remember everything that happened now. And then Will got sick, and then I don't even know. So many bad things happened. I can't remember. Oh man. So that Cougar I painted 5 times, and I was talking to you guys, and I had finished it, and it was all good. Well, I went in there.
6 times.
I went in there Monday, and where I put the blender across the top body line, it ran all the way. Not all the way. It ran like that far off the body line. It's like, are you serious? So
then you painted again.
I sanded them. And buffed it, and it was perfect.
Did you use that razor blade trick they taught us at Wyotech to like trim them and then sand it?
No, but I did tape around each side of the run and underneath.
Oh, so you could kind of
until I could knock it down to the height of the tape, and then I took that off.
Then you're getting like errant scratches all over too. You're writing that one little.
Yeah, the problem is when you're sanding on top of the run, you're also sanding around the run a little bit. Mm-hmm. So it's all going down the same where you want your run to go down, not around it. Anyway, so on the body line, you can see where the clear ends, and there was a pinstripe on it, which was just like black tape. I took it all off, and then they found that on the door it was hiding something, and we didn't want to paint that far up on the door. So they're having a pinstriper guy come, and he's going to re-pinstripe it and cover where we blended and what was already covered on the door.
But with paint, right?
Yeah, by hand.
Final.
He came and did that Rolls Royce that I painted. He came and did that one by hand too. I don't know how you do it by hand. I'm too wiggly.
What's his name?
I don't know his name? I don't know his name. I can find out his name.
Next week, find out his name. We'll give him a shout out if he does good work.
I don't remember the guy's name either, but I want to shout out the PDR guy that comes. I think I talked about him before. He did my car.
Yeah.
And he talked about doing his truck that had hail damage, and he got them all. And he comes and does all our cars that need PDR. So,
remember his name. When my truck gets a dent, I'll come get him to do mine.
Did you see the pictures of the DeLorean?
I saw that. Does it have a time converter in it?
It's got a flux capacitor.
Yeah.
No, I got to drive it. We needed to pull it in, so I grabbed the keys and I drove it, and it kind of sucks.
They're extremely disappointing.
It's not.
Isn't it like 3.8 liter V6 or something?
I don't even think it's that big. I got a picture. I'll put the picture of the engine up here, but I couldn't find where it said. I think it's like a freaking 2.8 or something, like a small V6.
Yeah, it's a shit box. Those were terrible cars, but they looked so.
It looks so cool, and when it's cold, it surges. It's like, and it just does it till it warms up. It was
it was built in the 80s by a guy who was high on cocaine or selling cocaine, or both.
It's an 81. It was hard to get into. It was hard to get the door closed. It was hard to get it in reverse, and it was uncomfortable. My head was touching the ceiling when I was driving it.
Yeah, but think of how fucking cool you look.
Oh, dude, if I could buy one for right now, oh man, I couldn't afford one now. If I didn't have a car payment and I could buy one for under 10 grand, I would definitely buy it.
I think there's more than 10 grand in stainless steel in one of those alone.
It's there so that we can detail it. The guy has the original DeLorean stainless steel care kit, and we're going to detail up the stainless steel for him.
With the DeLorean stainless steel kit?
Yeah, it's all in there. He's even got like a laminated poster that has wiring diagrams and stuff. It was all in the front trunk.
The frunk?
The frunk.
Well, and don't you you polish it, but then isn't there like a special pad that like puts that little textured shine on it?
I don't know. It looks like it's brushed stainless. And I didn't read it or look into it. I don't know how the guy's going to do it, but I'll take some pictures of it when he's doing it because I'm kind of curious. I would definitely buy one.
Yeah, because like the bumper doesn't quite match the fenders and stuff, right?
The bumpers are like plastic. They're like a bumper material, and they're painted.
They're painted to match. Okay.
And they don't even match. I took a whole bunch of pictures. You'll see.
I saw that in the pictures. I was like, what happened to the bumpers?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Is that maybe that's original. I mean, the rest of the car looks original, except behind the driver's seat, there's a little square panel. You put the key in, and you open it, and that's the CD player. like,
I thought you were gonna say that's where his fucking 9mm lives.
and that's where the cocaine is. And so we had cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's super cool. I know how crappy it is, but I still want it.
Oh, it's still super cool. If you had one, we'd make it look like the DeLorean from Back to the Future, though, right?
Yeah, yep, that's what I was thinking ever since I saw it.
Kind of a DeLorean?
The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style? Besides, the stainless steel construction made the flux dispersal. Look out!
But pre-Mr. Fusion, because the ones with Mr. Fusion on, I'm like, I don't know, that just doesn't do it for me as much as like the original. What was it, like Iranian nuclear fuel or something?
Plutonium
from the Iranians, right?
You can't just walk into a store and buy plutonium.
You don't just walk into a store and buy plutonium.
Oh, it was Libyans.
The Libyans, that's right. Yep.
They wanted me to build them a
They
bomb.
found me, Marty. I don't know how, but they found me.
They wanted me to build them a bomb, so I stole their plutonium and gave them a shoddy bomb case filled with used pinball machine parts.
From a group of Libyan nationalists. They wanted me to build them a bomb, so I took their plutonium and in turn gave them a shoddy bomb casing full of used pinball machine parts.
I've seen that so many times. I could quote it just like the Blues Brothers.
Oh, yeah. I'm not quite as good, but yeah, definitely an all-time favorite. I liked the third one the most because it had a train and it was Old West. Oh, speaking of old-timey trains, look what I got on tonight. Not a sponsor.
It says Railroad. Narrow Gauge Railroad Museum.
Yeah, and it's my, where does it say? Oh, you can't see it. On the sleeves, it says, hold on, I'm working on it. It says Roundhouse. Roundhouse kick to the face.
Roadhouse.
House. And then the other sleeve says Safety 2015. Yeah. When I worked at the railroad.
All right.
I was working on the rail. I didn't do shit there. It was a weird place, but a fun place. A very, very fun place.
Yeah, every time I see those trains go through Denver, I'm like, man, there's got to be something I can do that's not hard.
The thing with mainline railroading right now, especially right now with the way the economy's going this week, stay the fuck away. Especially if you were in for a while and had some seniority, no big deal. But being a greenhorn on the railroad, it's going to get rough here. It's going to get very rough. They're not shipping as much coal. The oil they're shipping is going from Canada down to the Gulf Coast, so it's not coming through this area. It's just, it's going to be thin pickings on the railroad around here, I think, for a while.
Well, when they start getting autonomous trucks, you might not have. I mean, train would probably be easier to do that with because it can only follow the rail.
They usually run with a 2-man crew as it is. They want to go to a 1-man crew, but the thing about it is it's not as simple as people think, and weird things happen with trains. Even though you think it's just like go or stop, it's not go or stop. Mm-hmm. It's so big, you really got to know what you're doing. But yeah, out of anything, I think automating a train would be the easiest, but it's so much weight and mass and stuff moving, and it's so efficient. You'd have to have somebody in the cab anyway, either way.
They could probably do it with the light rail or something.
See, the light rail to me would be the last thing to get it, because the light rail, there's so many things, especially on the surface street areas, and people getting on and off and all sorts of craziness. Mostly people fighting. You gotta have somebody there to call the cops when people fight.
Yeah, I guess when you put a whole bunch of random people together, that's a whole nother thing. Yeah, the new ones in Aurora here, it goes across the street, like the traffic has to stop, and then one of them goes like catty corner through an intersection.
I seen that. That's where that one jumped off the tracks and somebody got hurt and thrown from it when it rolled or something crazy.
I didn't see that, but we took it to the convention center for the Great American Beer Festival, and it went like through the intersection diagonally, and I'm like, what the hell? Why didn't they go over it? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, I would definitely want to check out that one, the one you're talking about through Aurora that goes kind of cattywampus through there. And it goes over by the hospital and kind of over by SGS and stuff. There seems to be a little different. I want to see that operating.
Yeah, that one goes up really high and goes over top of everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it goes over like the interstate, and then it goes over above ground by the hospital, and it looks cool.
That reminds me, I was behind somebody the other day, and I think it was like a small BMW SUV, and the license plate said SGS. And I was trying to get up next to him to see if I could see who it was, and I couldn't. Then I had to turn, and they went straight.
It might have been their loaner too, because they do a lot of the in-use car stuff.
Oh yeah, it could have been.
Because like Gerard doesn't work there anymore, and I don't know who else. Keith Burton, like he's not a personalized license plate kind of guy. Excellent.
Yeah, he's kind of. I don't know. He was always nice to me, but he was a little strange too.
He was an engineer. He was an extremely intelligent man, but next level with the weirdness, like most of the engineers. But he was, man, you give him some numbers and he'll make it work. But, ooh, you know who we should have on here? Brandon Long. If he's watching, shout out.
Yeah.
Brandon would be cool to get on here.
Yeah, get a hold of us and talk at us.
I think he did. When we first started, he talked about maybe getting on there. I'll reach out to him. I'll probably forget, Brandon, so just message me if you see this.
I'll forget too. I got so much crap going on with trying to get my car back and getting to work. And I had to do emissions the other day and be late for work. And then I had to go to the DMV because they didn't get my emissions in and I was running out of time. So I just went and it was late for work again.
I got a DMV story for you.
Okay.
I still don't have any damn license plates for my truck. I bought the truck December 3rd or something. I still don't have any freaking license plates.
What is it? February? It's basically March.
By the time this airs, it'll be like March 3rd. So I've got personalized license plates because there was some extra money. I bought my truck out of state and they didn't know how to do the taxes. So the money was extra. Basically, they're like, oh, we're going to send this check back to the dealer you bought this from. And I was like, well, screw them. So I got personalized plates with it. You know, I tried to spend some money there. And the machine that prints personalized plates in the great state of Colorado is freaking broken.
Does it only have one?
Apparently there's one.
Okay.
And it's broken. And it's in a prison in Canyon City, I'm sure. Canyon City.
Like a printing press or something?
I don't know.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. The prison makes license plates. I've heard that before.
Yeah, but not like you think. It's CBI, Colorado Bureau of whatever. So the place that I work for is bound by the state legislature to purchase items from the prison industries. It's like Colorado Prison Industries, CPI or something. Man, they make some shit. It's fucking stupid. And we have to buy them for our office. Like, we're a shop, right? We're not fancy. We are I don't know if I can say this, but we are an institutional shop. We're owned by the government. We don't need, like, So they sell these desks, and they are like, they're not actual mahogany, but they're like that fiberboard that looks like this big ornate desk.
Okay.
And it's a shop, like, and it's a like most basic shop you can think of. It is not like big ornate desk shop. It's like one
Mechanic
step
shop.
up from folding tables. You know, that's what we need for a desk.
Did you ever see in the Frontier shop before we went to the hangar? No, I guess.
Yeah,
guess
I was
you
there once.
were you? Okay.
Yeah, because when I borrowed the Dodge, I think
Oh, maybe. Like
I
that.
don't remember if it all worked out, but yeah,
That's what I think of. Like that's the most like raw mechanic. We do mechanics here, and that's it. Shop. That
we
I'm thinking of.
mechanics and we mechanic.
We mechanic on mechanics.
We mechanic on mechanical mechanisms.
and there was an office, and it had some crappy desks. And that's what I'm kind of thinking. I'm imagining that shop and office with this big, fancy looking desk in it that looks like it should be in the boss's office of like a office building.
Like, you remember Gerard's desk at SGS?
Yeah.
It was like huge and ornate, and he had that ridiculous leather chair, which looked so comfortable.
It's Anthony's chair now.
Yeah, it's Anthony's chair. We should get Anthony on here, and you can yell at him.
Okay.
You run the show here, so you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm the boss, Anthony.
Yeah, like that desk. So, needless to say, we don't have those desks. We bought workbenches, and we put those as the desks.
Okay.
But those are workbenches, not desks.
Do you get to take the desks home?
No.
Oh.
They're really, really strict about that because obviously taxpayers pay for our stuff because we're a government agency.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Which I get, like, I'm a taxpayer too. I don't want you to like buy a workbench, use it for 6 months, and then take it to your house, and then 6 months later you need another workbench. Like, I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get paid a lot. I make an honest living. There's a big pension at the end of it, which is the payoff.
That's
because
what,
I could.
That's what
What's
I
that?
want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could go to Denver and make 6 figures.
Wow. Can I do that?
Yeah, if you went to work at a diesel shop.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, see, exactly. So the terms work for me is a term my boss likes to use. The terms work. I don't make a ton of money. I am not rolling in the Benjamins. I have a nice truck finally after 15 years of work. And yeah, but I don't have like a big house. I got a nice house. I can't say that either. I love my house, but I got it for a song. I worked really hard to make it nice. But yeah, I don't need to substitute my income by stealing stuff from my shop either. Besides the moral issues, I don't need to do that. I can build a workbench. Yeah, it's not a fancy workbench, but it works.
Yeah, I don't steal anything from work because I don't need it. Like, I took one bottle of that race wax I brought home, like maybe a couple microfiber cloths and like a can of brake cleaner. I don't need any of that crap. Maybe if I had a garage, I might take a couple things, but I don't need to be stealing this stuff really.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Like, we have bolt bins and stuff, and people are like, "Oh, I need a bolt," and I'm just like,
"Yeah, I've taken a connector or two, and a couple bolts, but I mean that's it as far as that crap goes. Couple zip ties."
They're so strict at my work. If they caught you taking a 1/4-inch bolt, they'd probably fire you.
Whoa!
For a 15-cent bolt, and I'm like, it's not worth it. Home Depot is like 5 minutes out of the way. I'll just go there and get a handful of bolts if I need them.
Yeah.
Like in some shops, they're like, yeah, you need bolts? Go grab them. What are you waiting? Why are you asking? Shut up.
Mm-hmm.
They were even weird. So we use all of our used oil, we send it up to a shop, another shop we have where we store equipment, and they heat that shop because people work out of it, and we burn the oil to heat the shop.
Yeah.
They were even weird about us bringing our oil in to fill the tank that they pump to take up there to burn. That's how weird they are about people taking stuff. I'm like, I'm literally bringing you oil to burn.
Yeah.
I'm literally heating it, like
helping.
Yeah. That's how weird they are about stuff. So
At
I don't take anything.
At Colorado Mustang, they had that oil burning heater, and we didn't do enough oil changes to keep it full. Like, so we would do ours and pour it in there. But yeah, that thing was awesome. I mean, basically free heat except for what it takes to run the fan.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's really not that much electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but that's how weird they are where I work. What were we talking about?
Desks.
Oh, yeah. The prisons and the prison.
License plate.
The prison industries. Yeah.
You don't have a license plate.
Hats for where we work. They put our logo on them. They embroider a logo on our hat, and $5 a hat. And that's super cheap. But they also make us buy stuff that's really expensive.
Like clothes or like you?
No, like if we wanted to get, you know those like little metal cabinets that like open up and then you can put stuff in them, but not like a fire cabinet, just like a regular storage cabinet. They sell those, but they're like $1,500 a piece. So if we want one of those and they have it down the street for $150, we can't buy it. We have to buy the one from the Colorado prisons.
Oh, if you need one for the shop, you have to get it from the prison place. Huh.
That's in the state laws.
That sounds like a waste of taxpayer money.
Yeah, there's some goofy stuff like that in there where you're just like, but I can save money by buying it locally.
Interesting.
There's some weird stuff in there. I don't know it all. I don't know enough to be like, oh, this is a terrible idea. So don't call the governor and be like, this is dumb. Why are we doing this?
It must have been in that.
How it's been explained to me.
That book I was listening to. He was talking about weird laws. Or actually, he was talking about Native Americans and stuff. But he said that to this day, well, to the date when the book was written, I think in 2017, there was a law in Montana that said if you see 3 or more Native Americans get together, it is legal to shoot and kill them.
Oh, shit.
And they just never changed it. And it was from back then they were afraid of too many of them getting together.
Yeah.
Just weird laws. It just made me think of that.
Weird laws from the late 1800s that never got changed.
Yeah.
Did you know in Wyoming it's illegal to tuck your pants into your boots?
Well, good.
That's still a law on the books.
I heard one that I don't remember where it was, but it's illegal to walk down Main Street on Sunday with an ice cream cone in your back pocket. Might have been Tennessee.
I've read that one too. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, there's some weird ones on the books. What else you got? You got anything good? Like, I feel like you got kind of good, but like kind of bad too because your grandfather passed away.
Oh, do I have any good news? I guess the good news is I'm getting the money to pay for my engine.
Yeah, but that's still a bad start to good news.
Yeah, my truck died twice on the way home the other day.
That's not good news at all. What happened?
I think it's the ignition lock cylinder. Because the first time it happened, it just was like, bleh, bleh. I'm like, it scared the crap out of me. I had goosebumps and everything. And then I was driving, and it died while I was driving. And it didn't come back on, so I wiggled it a little bit to key, and it fired up, and it's been fine ever since. I think it's got a weird spot between on and off that if it's not in the perfect place, I don't know. I think that's what it was.
That Comanche I'm selling has a thing like that. When you turn the wheel, the radio turns off. The engine keeps running, but the radio turns off.
I've seen before where when you're turning the wheel, it's like off, on, off, on, off, on.
I know what's happening. I'm like, and I got a new column for it that I'm giving the guy who's buying it. And he's like, can we do the column here? And I was like, if I wanted to do the column here, I would have done it.
Would have done it already. Yeah,
There's
right.
a reason I'm selling you this thing at the price I'm selling it to you. I don't want to do this. I would have done it before I sold it if I wanted to do all this work.
I'm trying to think of good news. So much bad shit's happened since November.
You've had a rough go. Some good's got to happen. You drove a DeLorean. That was kind of good.
Drove a DeLorean.
You figured out what's going on with Will, and he's getting better.
It's getting better. I painted a Corvette, and it looks good.
Ooh, that little white one?
Yeah, it's actually blue. But when I was taking a picture of it, just on the color of the car, my camera was just flickering, had lines going through. And then when I took the picture, if you zoom on it, you can see dark spots just in the color of the car. Just the camera did not like that color.
Something with that color in that light, huh?
Yeah, so that one turned out good. The problem with that one is if you get a speck of dirt in the clear that is a different color than white, you can see it and it's there forever because it's in the clear. So what you got to do is take a piece of tape, masking tape, and you roll it up backwards so the sticky is on the outside. And you have to like brace yourself, and you have to stick it in there, and you have to like try to scoop it out. Yeah. And if you do it right, the piece of dirt will stick to the adhesive on the tape, but the clear won't.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's pretty magical when it goes right. If
you do it on the first coat, your second and third coat will mostly even it out. You'll still have a weird spot that'll need to be sanded and buffed a little bit. But man, it was happening a whole bunch. I got them all out of there, and then when I was done, I saw two little tiny ones on top of the driver's side quarter.
Oh, no.
Like the next day after it was all dry.
Ah, dang it. That's the worst.
They're so small, though. I don't know if anyone's seeing them but me. But another thing I saw is when I unmasked the headlight, right in the corner that you couldn't see because of the color was so white, you can't see it when you're spraying it. Yeah. There is like a hair in it. If the corner of the headlights here, the hair kind of goes like that. It kind of bridges the gap, but it's embedded in the clear.
Yeah.
So I can't take it out. I don't know that anyone else has seen it yet. I don't know what to do with it. I was going to just kind of cut it because when I took the masking paper out of the headlights, there was an edge all the way around and the clear was still soft. So I just went around with my knife and trimmed it out, and it's fine. But I didn't want to mess it up. So, and the Corvette's like all one piece. Both fenders and the front end are all one piece. So if I have to repaint it because of that, I got to paint the whole, like from the doors forward.
Yep.
I think it's fine. I think the guy is super cool. It's a 78 Corvette. I guess it's not worth anything because of that year. But the guy just wanted it painted because it was his dad's or something, and now it's his.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's got more sentimental value than cash value.
We do a lot of stuff like that. It's cars that are just people's cars that they want done. They're not worth a whole bunch of money. They just want them to be nice. And I like that. I like that better. That other place I was going to go work did a lot of like old Ferraris and Lamborghinis and stuff that is worth like multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they had to be perfect.
Yeah. Some rich douchebag's going to sit there and rub it with a diaper for the next 30 years, so it has to be fucking.
A few of the guys I work with came from over there, and they got horror stories about working over there. So I'm glad I didn't get hired there. It was close.
Can I say the name of it?
Yeah, I think so. Because I don't think.
Restoration by Country Club.
Yeah, it's Farland. Farland Country Club. It was Country Club, and now it's Farland Restorations. I can't. Crap, I can't even remember what it's
That
called
same
now.
shop, they just changed their name again.
Yeah, it's named Farland's, but it's not like a bad place. They just like some of the people there were hard to work with. They still they do good cars.
They do amazing work, but I've heard it's very hard to work there.
They do like Pebble Beach, like concourse 100% perfect cars. So
Oh yeah, they do amazing work. I'm not taking away from their work. I just heard it's a very difficult place to work.
yeah, and we don't do them that good. But honestly, I don't want one that good because I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna tear it up. So
Yeah, I want to go have fun. I don't want to be worried about how much it's going to depreciate because I went and drove it.
I saw Ford versus Ferrari.
Oh yeah,
We were gonna see that on Thanksgiving, and then my car blew up, so we didn't see it. And it's in Redbox.
I also have seen Ford versus Ferrari. Did we talk about that last time? I don't think we did.
No.
Okay, so tell me everything about it. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like.
I think Matt Damon and Christian Bale did awesome jobs.
Oh yeah.
Especially because imagining him as Batman, and then this guy who was a mechanic and race car driver. I thought it was a good movie. It's definitely worth seeing.
Oh yeah.
It was cool. I think they could have spent more time in the races. I think they could have gone deeper into more technical car stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that the way that they made it more so a bigger general audience could watch it and not be
Not just our guys.
Yeah, they could understand it better. More people could understand it easier. I'm glad that the movie exists. Actually, I learned a lot of stuff I didn't know. I didn't know that Carroll Shelby was that involved with that.
Oh yeah.
And I think they could have gone deeper with it. I think is probably my only thing, really.
Yeah, I thought it was a good flick. So, something that bothered me. They did such a good job getting the period stuff correct.
Yeah. Oh, that's something I was looking at, like the buildings and everything. His office door and stuff was like old and flimsy, compared to okay.
Monitors. So, did you notice when they were driving around Daytona, 24 Hours of Daytona? Did you notice the outer retaining wall? I know this is going to be pretty stupid, but the outer retaining wall they painted with the old Daytona logo, right?
I saw it was different.
So it doesn't look like the current, mid-'80s Daytona logo. Did you happen to notice that it's still the safer barrier that they didn't have in the 60s?
I saw it, but I don't know that I actively thought that. But yeah, it looks the same.
It irritated the fuck out of me. I was just like, really? You guys have millions of dollars of CGI and you can't make the wall look like old concrete? Like, I know that's stupid, but... And then there was another scene where, like, the cars are up all on a transporter, I think, while Carroll Shelby and them are at Le Mans the first time. And it's a modern... It's like a late 80s, 90s transporter. It's not a 60s style car transport trailer. And that also... Like, it's one of those things you get so into a movie and the time period and, like, everything's so good that one little thing stands out. You're just like, what the fuck is that in the corner?
Yeah, it breaks the immersion of what it is.
I was so deep into it, like, wow. And then, like, that, like, when Christian Bale's character is sitting at the airport with his kid and they're out there talking about the perfect lap, and in the background, they, like, blurred it out really bad, like the airport lights. But you can see an LED flashing like, because a halogen, when it flashes like kind of like that. And an LED is just like,
Oh yeah.
you could see it in the background, and it was driving my eyes insane. I also watched it on a 100-inch projection screen, so that might be why those things bothered me so much. But like everything was so good, except for these little things here or there that I was just like,
Yeah, so the outside wall back then would have just been like cinder blocks or
concrete.
concrete.
Would have been poured concrete. I mean, it would have had the catch fence, I think.
Yeah.
Which the catch fence didn't distract me because like that, the kind of curved catch fence. Yeah, okay. I don't know the exact history of Daytona, but it was enough where I was like, okay, that works. But seeing the fabricated safer barrier and how like smooth it was with the steel and then the lines in it and stuff, I was just like,
I think when I saw that the old logo was there, and then I think I was more preoccupied with they didn't have radios for the drivers to the crew. So
Yep.
the way that they contacted, they communicated with the drivers, they walked out there next to the track behind like a couple concrete barriers and held up a big ass sign that said 7,000 plus, go like hell. You
Yeah.
know?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's how they communicated. And everybody could see what you were telling your driver too.
Yeah, everybody. And that's ridiculous. Like they didn't know he would just come into pit when he thought he needed to pit. There was no strategy that he could communicate with the crew chief. And that was kind of blowing me away because I had never actually thought they don't have communication with each other back then. They're just driving.
Yep. Yeah, they'd go out there with a sign and say pit 5 laps. That's it. The driver didn't say no, fuck you, or they just said okay, 5 more times and I'm gonna come down pit road. It was really cool. It was a great period piece. It was a good story. It was all that.
I'm glad that people can see it and see the story. Me being me, I kind of like yearn for something that is deeper into car stuff, especially Shelby and Ford and GT40s and Mustangs and stuff like that.
Yeah, the story of Shelby and the GT40 and the Mustangs and when that all came apart is actually really sad. When the Mustang thing came apart, and then he went to Chrysler for a little bit and did some stuff in the 80s. I mean, you got to think. So this was back in
Lee Iacocca.
Yeah, when Lee Iacocca went,
So
he brought Carroll Shelby with him for a little while. They had some Dodge Shelby editions.
Yeah, he designed the Mustang, and then he went to Chrysler. I don't know when. Yeah.
In the 80s. So, like, you think about this, right? And it's this amazing story. So I don't particularly care for Carroll Shelby. I heard he was kind of a dick. But like, you
Nothing?
Mustang guys love Carroll Shelby. You okay?
Nothing.
Okay. Mustang people love Carroll Shelby, and like, if you really look into his story, he's actually really incredible. How many times he reinvented himself into the next thing, and how many everybody knows the Mustangs of the late 60s, early 70s, like, the new Shelby editions. But, like, Carroll Shelby did a lot between creating the GT40 or, making it successful and the time he died. Like, he didn't just die after he did the GT40. He was old when he did that. And then he lived for, like, another 40 years. A couple of livers, no big deal.
Man, he was still alive when I was a kid. Actually, when did he die?
After we left the Mustang shop, I think.
Born January 11th, 1923. Died May 10th, 2012.
Yeah.
So that was only 8 years ago. Where was I in 2012?
SGS, almost to
It was
maybe.
It was somewhere between It was between Terry's and SGS. It could have been when I was working with Neil and Greg too.
That's true.
Somewhere right there.
Yep.
Man. Well, so my manager, I think I told you, I don't know that I talked about it on here. He worked at this place in Connecticut called Cobra Automotive.
Yeah.
And they, I don't remember how, but they got these orders that they're going to bring the original plans for the GT40s and the molds out, and they're going to build 7 more of them. I think I told you about it.
You were talking to me about that when I was in Denver for training. Yep.
Oh, that's when we talked about it. Anyway, he went out there. They built 7 more GT40s. The guy that has the plan said, "Yeah, I'll do it, but I get one of them." So he got one of them.
Yeah.
So then the owner of our company now called him the other day and he said, "Hey, what do you know about GT40s?" And he's like, "Well, quite a bit." And he said, "Well, good, because we're going to get one. Not a GT40, but a new Ford GT, like an 05.
Oh, okay.
So it's a new style GT40, a modern one.
The Ford GT at that point?
A Ford GT, yeah. It wasn't a 40 anymore.
And what's the new? The new, isn't that...
I don't know that they make them anymore. They made them like
a couple years ago.
05 to 07 for a few years.
No, the new ones. You don't know about the news?
There's new ones? I don't know about those.
Oh, man. They had them at SGS, dude. I have pictures. I mean, that didn't happen. That definitely didn't happen.
I mean,
you know those ones that got pulled over?
I don't have pictures.
I don't have pictures of this. You know those ones that got pulled over, the test mule ones? They were like green. They got pulled over in Glenwood Canyon for doing like 120.
I have a vague memory of something like that.
Plug it in your Google Fire right now.
So what now? Glenwood Canyon GT40s?
Glenwood Canyon GT40, yeah. They got pulled over for like 120 or 180 or something stupid fast. Stupid fast.
101 mile per hour through Glenwood Canyon. No problem for a Ford GT. No matter how fast the Ford GT prototype might be, it still cannot outrun police radar. In fact, they drew the attention of the Avon Police Department, the Eagle County Sheriff's Office, and the Colorado State Patrol. The police...
Yeah, so take a look at that car. That's the newest iteration of it. They were going back to Le Mans, and actually, I think they did pretty good.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what's the model called. Is it just the Ford GT? Three of Ford's new supercars were clocked Tuesday morning at 101. Yes.
Block notifications in Glenwood Canyon, where the speed limit is 50, and found their way into loving arms of the law. Blah 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 blah. Which is faster? Wait. Did not give chase, instead radioing ahead, which is faster than even a Ford GT, whose top speed is billed at 205.
Can't outrun a Motorola. Just remember that. Cannot outrun the Motorola.
It just says 2017 Ford GT.
Okay, so that's the new one. Anyway.
It does say 3.5 liter twin turbo EcoBoost V6.
So, do you see a picture of the car in that story?
Yeah, well, there's a few of them.
Hot? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, I definitely don't have pictures of that car in the SGS fuel bay. And that was definitely after I worked at SGS. Yeah, that car. The green one, the kind of primer green one.
Yeah.
That's the one I have pictures of.
Is that better?
So,
I don't think I ever saw that.
I mean, I don't have pictures of that one because that would have been inappropriate.
No, because
undisclosed.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah, I was definitely sent a picture of that in the fuel bay because I texted somebody and I was like, "Hey, do you have these cars at your shop right now?" And they were like, "No." And I got a picture of it.
They were
I
like,
was like,
no.
no. That was after I worked there, though, so it's not part of the NDA, right? I can say that was there because somebody else told me.
I don't know. I didn't read it. I don't remember signing one, though I'm sure that I signed a bunch of crap, and I don't know what it said.
We definitely have NDAs, but at this point, everything we worked on is in production, out of production by now.
I had an NDA from Joe Gibbs Racing for working at Furniture Row.
Can you talk about that yet?
Yeah, because I have a letter that says I'm released from it.
Do you really?
Yeah. It's in with my resume.
We need to have a whole episode of all the cool NASCAR shit that you guys did that was so illegal.
Oh yeah. Oh, so I was talking to the guy at work about it, and when we'll start on something simple, and then I'll start talking, and then elaborating, and then okay, we did this because of this thing, and then I got to talk about this thing first, and then before I know it, I'm talking to this guy, and he's just like,
even me. Okay, so I like stock cars. I know a little bit about stock cars. I'm not going to say I know much. Even I'm like, you what? Huh? And I was in the shop and you showed me what you were doing and I was like,
you can't do that.
Huh? So you need to write some of that stuff down on a piece of paper. And if you have a piece of paper that says you're released from your NDA, we need to talk about all the cool cheating shit you guys did to win a championship.
I got so many pictures that I don't know if I can find them all. But yeah,
maybe pictures of illegal shit.
Well, I mean, I'd have to be responsible with my choices of pictures, but there's plenty of stuff that I could show without being like, oh, look, here is the scan and here is what we did. And here is the rules.
See this little line? This is the gray part of the rule book. And you see this giant orange scan? This is where we fucked it up.
I'll be like this. Wait. I'm not prepared, but I got something that I think is funny. I'll be like, all right, you see this part of the rule book? You see where it says we can't do this? All right, this is how you do it. All right.
Fuck that. We're doing it. Yeah, I think we definitely need to have an episode or even just a segment. We could do segments and we can put it in there. Your illegal tip of the day for NASCAR Rulebook 2018 is...
I used to get emails too. Every time there was a rulebook change, I'd get an email.
Yeah.
And then after the race, we'd get a piece of paper that'd go up on the bulletin board, and it would say all the things that failed, and who is responsible for making sure that this is hidden better, corrected. Man, but I was trying to explain it to the guy at work that in 2017, when they still had the grid that they put on the car, that it has to have these tolerances. I was showing him because I was explaining it to him how the teams with more money can afford to do this stuff, whereas the other teams can't. Because, for example, there was a Toyota that went through, and the driver's A post is one of the things that you'd want max big, max high. So the Toyota went through. It was one of the cars that is always laps down, and the driver's A post had a gap between the grid and the A post of it was huge. I don't even think it was legal. It was so big. And then our car went through, and the grid was tight. It was touching it. It was cutting the wrap. It was so tight on there. And that's just one of the things that I got to see, the difference between a team that has the money to do the research and the wind tunnel and the engineering and all that stuff versus a team that just has the money to put the car together and wrap it and get it out to the track.
Yeah, put it together, and yeah, we think it's pretty close. We don't have a grid, but it looks right. Let's
Yeah,
take it.
they probably didn't even have a grid. We had a grid. There were teams. My old manager Casey went to work at 95 at Levine Family Racing, and they didn't have a Hawkeye to scan the car with. So they had to take it over to RCR, Richard Childress Racing, and use their Hawkeye, and then get the scan. I don't know if they bring the car back to their shop and work on it and then take it back over there again. I think what he said was they do the car the best they can. They take it over there and scan it, and then that's the way it is. Maybe they bring it back and they make some tweaks, but they don't get to go scan it again.
Yeah, if it's legal, they don't touch it. If it's illegal and they have to add, they do what they can. And because doesn't Levine use RCR motors and chassis?
Well, they don't. They're Toyota now. After Furniture Row closed, they went over to Toyota.
Okay.
And Matt DiBenedetto drove in 2018, 19. And now Christopher Bell is in there because he was driving for Joe Gibbs in Xfinity.
Okay, I got you.
I called that one, actually. I told Laura that's how it's going to be.
Hey, this is what's happening in NASCAR.
Man, he was running third in Daytona. He might have been leading for a little bit or something.
Yeah, that's pretty cool because Levine Family Racing, that's one of the teams that you hear. So I listen to like the Dale Jr. Download and Door Bumper Clear, which are actually both Dirty Mo Media podcast, NASCAR stuff. But yeah, they both talk about Levine Family Racing, and they seem to talk pretty good as a development team. You know, because that's kind of what they are at this point. They're a development team, an independent but development. You're not putting number one stars in there, but you're developing talent in that car. Matt Benedetto, and who's running this year? You said
Christopher Bell.
Christopher Bell, yep.
DiBenedetto almost won last year. He was leading for so long, and then Denny Hamlin passed him like two laps before the end. And they've never won a race before, and they got that second.
Denny's pretty. Yeah, that dude's pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty competitive. It doesn't matter who he's racing against. But yeah, well, I met Adam Levine when I went out there, who is the son of the owner, I think.
Yeah.
And then he came out to Furniture Row after it closed, and they were buying. There was a bunch of people out there going through parts, and taking stuff, and
we'll buy this. We'll buy this. We'll buy this.
Chad Knaus was supposed to come out there when I was still working on Barney's cars out there.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if I ended up leaving before he came out there, but he didn't come out there when I was there.
Why would Chad Knaus be there? They're a Chevrolet team.
I don't know. They wanted something. I don't know if they wanted car parts or if they probably wanted some equipment that we had.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I thought I was going to get to meet Chad Knaus, which I'm not a what the hell? I'm losing my mind now. What is it? What team is it? The Chevys? Hendrick. I'm not like a huge Hendrick fan. I kind of like Chase Elliott but
I wasn't a Hendrick fan until Dale Jr. went race for Hendrick, and then I was like, I guess I'm a Hendrick fan because that's one of the few places I've been. Did you know Chad Knaus is actually from the Joliet area?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I heard that one time I think he's actually like from Wisconsin, but they said Joliet was his home track.
Nice. If I ever heard him talk, you could probably hear it.
He doesn't talk like us.
No.
No.
Man, when I call the people in Dixon, Illinois, that have my car, they talk like they're in Minnesota. It's like, oh yeah, oh sure, eh? Don't you know?
Lamoille?
It's east. I think it's east.
I don't know.
I think it's because Ottawa is southeast. It's down. It's east on 80.
Yeah.
And Dixon is like north from Ottawa, I think.
Oh, okay.
If I remember correctly, I could be completely wrong. It's been so many years since I've been out there, but
Yeah.
out that way.
There's this girl on our Chevy Colorado forum Facebook pages. She's always talking about stuff, and she's in Peoria, and I'm like, oh, that sucks.
I almost took my car to Peoria. It was between Peoria and Dixon Volkswagens dealers, and Dixon could get it in sooner, so I took it over there.
Well, it's a good thing they got it in quick for you, Corey.
Yeah, because it's only been 12 weeks.
I'm glad you're finally getting that resolved, though. That's gonna be cool. Go home, get your car. Are you gonna fly there and drive it back, or?
Yeah, Laura's going to come with me. We're going to fly there. I want to take Will so I can take him to see my grandma. But I would rather not.
No, having a kid along,
The hardest,
especially that kid, it's hard.
I mean, he's pretty good about it, but it's still like the stress of getting a 4-year-old through the airport, through security, to the plane, on the plane, getting him situated, off the plane, getting to where you need to go when you're off the plane, and then driving 14, 15, 16 hours from Illinois back to Denver.
In a car with a brand new motor, nothing's not ever going to go wrong with that.
Oh man, wouldn't it be great if I got to like Nebraska and it blew up or something? Oh, that's
you better rent a GoPro or something, or take a lot of cell phone videos on your trip.
I got my dash cam, but I can't find a suction cup for it to stick it on the windshield. I'm sad. I want it. Yeah, I want a GoPro. I want like, not like the newest thing, but like a good 1080, 60 frames per second. Waterproof would be cool. But
Yeah.
I haven't looked into, how much are they? Do you even know?
I looked at a 7, I think, because the 8s seem to have issues with like interior lights. I was noticing on some YouTube guys I watched, they upgraded to an 8. A couple of them did, and their shop lights were like driving the camera crazy. Something with the frame rate.
Is it like flickering?
Yeah.
I noticed that yesterday on a video I watched when they had like a higher frame rate, like a slow motion camera, and they were fluorescent lights, and they still were flickering like that.
Yeah. So the 7, they use the 7, same settings, no issues. So I was looking at a 7, and I think it was about $300.
300?
Yeah. So not like, insane, but it's doable.
I was looking at cameras because I want like a good camera, not like a good one, but like one that's good enough.
A decent DSLR kind of camera.
I don't remember now. It's been a little while since I looked at it, but one with a screen that would flip out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm looking at like $800 for one of those. For like a Sony was the one I was looking at.
I pay like $650 for Steph's. I think it's a Nikon DSLR camera. It's great. Takes amazing pictures. She takes all sorts of good pictures.
And I like taking pictures. Like I like taking pictures so much that I had even considered taking photography class or something. So
there
that's
something.
That's kind of why I want one. Plus, then I could because when we went to Illinois, I walked around the whole property and I took video of everything. That's something I never made. I put it all in the editing program. I put it all in order, and then I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. What I wanted to do was kind of do a voiceover, just talking about what it is. Because I got like all the old buildings that are falling down, and
oh, cool,
and like the old wagon with the big ass wooden wheels and all that stuff. But I never got back to it to actually make the video. I kind of forgot about it, but I'm kind of like, I'm not sure.
You just don't know where to go with it right now.
Yeah, I'll make it into something eventually. But like that kind of stuff, like I recorded it all with my phone, and my phone now has that frame rate that looks so good that it looks like something's wrong with it.
Yeah.
Like it's so smooth that you're just like, well, it doesn't even look natural.
And you're taking it with a cell phone. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
and it's that good. So I don't know that I need one, but I'd still like to have. It's going to be better.
No, for sure, it's going to be better. And different. I mean, they're good, but they're not real camera good.
I think I should look into a GoPro. I think that'd be cool, especially out here, because I think that the way I'm going to die is in traffic in Denver. I'm pretty sure.
Well, you can set up the GoPros like a dash cam, and
Yeah.
when something crazy happens, you hit the button, you go boop, and it saves the last, however long, 5, 10, 15 minutes. So you have that like crazy thing that just happened in front of you.
Yeah, and some things have happened before too that I'm like, I wish I would have seen that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've had some crazy shit happen right in front of me in Denver. Like, whoa.
Well, we should. How do we want to prepare for the NASCAR thing? We just want to. Is there anything specific, or just kind of like? I mean, off the top of my head, I can talk about it forever, but I'm gonna skip around all over the place.
Well, yeah, that's why I was thinking, like, if you make a list of like ideas and things that'll keep us on track a little bit, because like you showed me like one or two things, and there's a million things, So maybe just write them down so we can kind of have a format, or like, if you're like, okay, and then we did this. I don't know. It's just something to kind of, if there's specific things you want to get across, or specific cool things you want to talk about, or things we still don't want to talk about because they might be doing it still.
I don't know what they're doing anymore, because when they brought the horsepower way down, and then they put the aero ducts in the front and the big ass spoiler, I don't know that they were still making downforce cars, or if all of them were just speedway, or if they were a mix. So
yeah,
they're so different.
New car next year, a whole brand new car. So
they're so different now that I don't know that what I'm talking about is even it's probably way left behind. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll see if I can come across some pictures that I could even bring up here, and then you could look at it also, and we could talk about what's in the picture.
Yeah.
We can do that. Anybody that wants to come join us, message me or him, whoever you feel more comfortable talking to. We'll get you on here. Go in the comments and leave us your questions of anything that we can talk about and answer and discuss and argue about.
Yeah, it's fair. We'll argue.
I think that, I think I started to say, I was telling Laura that I think that would be like a good thing. That would be like our niche. Is that how you say it? That would be, I think that people would be more interested in that, unless they're friends, family, or fans that they probably don't care about our personal lives, just random people. But if we can answer questions, it would be easier for random people to be like, oh, I was wondering about that, or that makes sense.
For sure. Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I think that's a good idea.
All right.
Are we out of stories? We got a late start because I was playing with my truck. I got a new roof rack.
Roof rack.
Put my roof rack on.
Did you get it on? You sent me a picture. I didn't actually see if it was on there.
It's set on there. I got 2 holes. I got to drill 5 more holes on each side and put the nut zerts in and get it mounted permanently. But
you drilling holes in the truck again?
Yeah. I'm drilling giant holes in the roof, 6 on each side.
I could have sold you a roof rack off my Volkswagen. That thing, it fits in between the door and the sides of the roof.
Yeah.
And inside, like if you open the driver door, there's a tiny little hole that it kind of
fits into. Yeah. Those ones are kind of cool. Like European cars, they seem to have that like clip action built in. Mine, you take the trim off where the roof meets the like A-pillar that comes up and over you.
Okay.
There's a little trim area there. You take the trim off and you drill the holes, and then it bolts onto that area. It's like a off-roady one where I can mount all my cool stuff on the roof. So it'll be cool. I'll send some pictures. Hopefully it'll be done tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
Cool.
I probably won't get all this edited tonight because I need to get up at like 7 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. So I might
That's
start it, but there'll be time to get pictures and stuff.
So next week I have to take the dogs to town. I don't know what time yet, and then I'll be back. And then we're going to Moab on Saturday morning to go on a 4-wheeling trip, and then we're spending the night, and we're coming back. So we'll have to figure out what time, but we'll record.
So you can't do Friday evening. You're going to be gone Saturday.
No, we can probably do Friday evening. Just we'll have to be flexible on the time because I don't know what time I can meet the dog, our dog watcher, who's awesome. Hopefully, because I get home at like 4. If I can get the dogs loaded back in the truck 4:30, get to town by 5. So I think she's off around 5-ish, possibly 6-ish. And hi, Simon. I know.
Ruff.
Is my dog Simon?
Hey, dog.
Hi, Simon. Wow. Wow. He's funny. 1 second. Come here. Yeah, so we'll film, and then we're going to go to Moab, so I'll try and film some video there and send it to you on the phone. We're doing Chicken Corner.
Yeah, I'll look into that. I'll look into a way that you can send it to me. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it'll just be like a short one. I'm not set up for all crazy filming, but like I take some cell phone video and pictures, and we'll put it in the story.
Yeah, if you got the GoPro, stick that on the windshield or something.
Yeah.
I think I'm thinking like on a movie where you can see the tire with the camera on the side. That would be awesome. Stuff like that. But
yeah, I'll work on some. I'm probably not going to do the GoPros next weekend, but like this summer, I'll work towards that. Just this weekend's going to be chill and fun. We're going to do a shakedown run and play and see some friends and do all that kind of stuff. So we'll get some good short videos and send them over.
I'm excited because I took this thing off.
Oh.
This used to go here, and the microphone was mounted here, but it didn't fit between my table and me. So that's why my microphone was always like sneaking up here. So
Yeah.
I took it off, and now I can put it wherever the hell I want it. And
Awesome. Cool.
oh, it's so
I
good.
think you need like a full isolation mount.
It's so well. It didn't do anything. Like when I hit the table, it was like exactly the same or worse with that thing on there. So
Yeah. Well, it's not a real isolation mount. It kind of just looks cool. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, we're like an hour and 50 minutes. So that's why I was kind of talking about how we want to do the NASCAR thing and people getting a hold of us and
Okay.
send me your stuff and I'll put it together and we'll go from there. And
Yeah.
if anyone has
Awesome.
something they want us to talk about, tell me, because we're just talking. We don't have a script.
Simon, what do you want to talk about, man? What do you want to talk about?
Woof.
Simon?
Woof. Ruff. Hi, Simon. Hi, Simon.
Oh!
Simon.
Oh!
Huh?
My parents are coming out.
Oh.
My parents are coming out.
Stop interrupting me.
My parents are coming out in July. Excited. We're going to go to Uray for a few days. I will. Just a minute. Dude, chill.
Oh, I think that us coming out there for the summer just got ruined.
Oh, okay.
Because, Laura's dad has been wanting to take us somewhere like for the last year or two.
Yeah.
And so then they were talking about doing it this year.
Yeah. Where you going?
And then I was like, no, I got to get this loan. We're going to be so broke. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And then they're going to pay for like everything. It's like all inclusive place and they're going to pay for like everything. We're going to Mexico somewhere.
Oh, cool.
I can't remember where. It was going to be a cruise, and then they decided to do Mexico. I watched. I can't remember the name of it, but I watched the videos of the resort and stuff. It's like right on the ocean, but
Riviera Maya.
I have no idea.
Riviera Cancun.
No, Cancun. Cancun wasn't in the name. I know that.
Okay.
But it's all rocky on the coast, so they have like an inlet where the ocean can come in.
Mm-hmm.
And they have their own kind of beach in there. Oh, Maya. You know what? There were like Mayan looking ruins and stuff. Maybe it's
Or
by
on the Yucatan Peninsula somewhere.
it's by some Mayan stuff.
Okay.
That was the coolest thing to me. I want to see that.
Probably Riviera Maya or something. It'd be cool.
But anyway, I think that we're going to do that. I don't remember if it's like July or August or something. So that's going to take a week of my 2 weeks vacation that I won't have until like the exact end of the year. I'll have 2 weeks. But
That's
also,
okay. I don't have vacation either.
when we go get my car, I'm going to use probably 3 days. We'll probably leave, like get on a plane Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I can get there, get the car, go see my grandma, see my parents for a day, and then take a whole day to drive back.
Yep. No, I get that for sure. Like, we're going to use a week when my folks are here, and then a couple days when I'm in Florida, and then we want to take that road trip. And Jimmy Buffett just announced 2 concerts at Red Rocks in September, so I'm gonna.
Hey, that's out by my neck of the woods.
Yeah, so if we do come up there, I'll be at a Jimmy Buffett concert. But
I'll tell you what our necks are doing in your woods. we saw the new Jane Silent Bob movie too.
oh, nice! Is it awesome?
It's not as good as the first one. I don't think it could ever be as good as the first one, but it's worth seeing if you're a Kevin Smith fan, for sure.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to come out on one of my free services. I wasn't going to pay for it. They actually came through Durango, though, and screened it, but the tickets were like $50. And
Yeah.
I was like, no.
They were doing that. Kevin Smith was on Joe Rogan, and I listened to him, and then they were doing that. Instead of releasing it in the theater, they went on tour with it, basically, and they would open it at the theaters that they went to, and then it could run in that theater after they were there. But we got it on Redbox for like $1.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, I think it was still like $6 on Amazon, and I was like, nope.
$6. You sound like me when I'm looking at video games. I'm like $10. Come on, if it was like $8, I'd get it.
I spend like $6 on a breakfast sandwich, but I won't spend it on a movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then I go and waste money on some
It was
bullshit.
worth it.
All right. We should probably call it a day for tonight. Should probably call it a night
right.
for today.
I gotta go to sleep so I can haul a bunch of stuff to dump in the morning, and then I can work on my roof rack.
I gotta go get a massage in the morning.
That sounds way better. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm having this like where if I have something of any weight and I go above here, it really hurts right there.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
got a
like,
muscle actually in the same spot in the back of my neck right now. I don't know what I did, but it hurts.
so I was like, I'm just gonna go do it. And then Will has soccer, and then something else. Oh, I gotta call the Volkswagen lady tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Something else is going on that I don't remember.
I fixed my car and put a race car clutch in it.
You know, I something I want to ask her is if they've got like some sort of Volkswagen performance type line,
Yeah.
like Ford Racing, like Volkswagen Vacing,
Auto Group Performance.
Autovation
Performance.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, when the clutch went out, I was going to get a better one anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was going to ask her about that.
Ask her all about it.
How fast can we make this car and still have a warranty?
There you go.
Uh,
All right, I'm going to bed.
Oh, this drink has bubbles in it. And it gets, then they want to come out. All right. Well, good luck with that.
Good luck with that. Let me know how it goes.
Do all the stuff we told you to do, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.